Hey, welcome back. Welcome to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for anyone that lands on this video, okay? I'm going to look and see what is blocking your person from coming towards you. Again, this is going to be a timeless message for anyone that lands on it. But no energy is fluid, so you might have to flip it, switch it, twist it. Just interpret the message as it best resonates for you. Okay? Wow, I am like really feeling under the weather today. I feel like I have like a sinus infection coming down. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this live stream, but I promised myself I was going to be on today. So, again, those of you that don't know me, my name is Laura, and I always look at the spiritual energy first within your situation. And when I'm talking about the spiritual energy, I'm talking about the karmic blocks, spiritual blocks, the psychological and emotional blocks that prevent that person from coming towards you. Like what a lot of times are psychological blocks come out within behaviorisms that we sabotage ourselves. So this message is going to be for anyone that again lands on it and resonates with it. But if you're in a relationship with someone that you know that they really truly have feelings for you, but they're not moving towards you. Again, so or it could also be for anyone that's in a relationship and there's communication problems. But again, I'm going to look at the spiritual energy first. All right. All right, the first card out is Needy. So Needy talks to me about codependency. Talks to me about almost like if I was to pull a regular tarot card, it would look like a page. Someone that might talk a good talk, but doesn't know how to really walk the walk. Someone that is a lot of lip service, but there's no action. Someone that is emotionally needy. So when a person's emotionally needy, they always need attention. So your person might have played a lot of games, is what I'm getting at. They wanted you to go chasing after them. They wanted a breadcrumb you. So in order for you to give them more because they're needy. Again, greedy. And again, they want everything their way. So your person, again, the person that you're connected to, I should say, or that you're thinking about. If you're in a relationship and you're separated from this person and they are not coming towards you, the reason why is because they know exactly what they did. They know that they wanted everything their way, greedy, right? And I feel like they've talked to multiple people. They didn't give you your time. They didn't give you your worth. So a lot of times, just so you know, if you wind up in a relationship like this, it's mainly it's karmic for you, and it's karmic because it's the situation is asking you to see whether or not you're valuing yourself. Because what this is telling me is you were connected to somebody that was very codependent and someone that's very greedy. Everything is their way. So they could be, again, very materialistic, very ego driven is what it looks like to me. They need healing. Right. And because you're not talking to them right now, they're playing the victim. Because you didn't act the way that they thought that you were going to act. They thought that you were going to run after them and give them more. And what wound up happening is you pulled back your energy. Person's not used to being with the person that actually stands up for themselves. This is what that looks like to me. Again, universal panacea, but there is unconditional love, because universal panacea is that magic pill. And there is no magic pill, right? The magic pill is unconditional love because it heals everything. So your person is very needy. And I'm also kind of feeling for some of you, they're attached to somebody else. And they're attached to somebody else in a very codependent, toxic relationship that there's no love there. However, there's greed, and meaning that if the relationship is held together by material things such as money, and your person doesn't really want their karmic mate to get their money. And so they didn't come to you because they're really caught up in what's happening in their life. But that's why they're, again, a victim. But, universal panacea is that unconditional love, which is the energy of God. Unconditional love is the only energy that cannot be manipulated. It cannot be, there's no expectation. It just is. And so your person is feeling, again, a lot different connection towards you than the person that they're with. I don't think that they ever were in a regular relationship. This is actually seems very normal for them. There's a vibe. So I want to look at the trauma wounds. I would like to look at the trauma wounds. Okay, out of tune in your own world. Okay, so again, they're very detached right now. So, and they are living in their own world because, again, they're in a karmic relationship with someone that they're not in love with. So they are detached. In order to live together with somebody that you're not in love with, but you're with them for money or for material things, you would have to be detached. There's a lot of bitterness here. There's a lot of, again, greedy energy, needy energy. This is not high vibrational energy. This is energy that will only bring you to this type of energy, this victim state consciousness. And really, the only thing that can heal this type of energy is unconditional love. So it puts you in a position almost if they're not talking to you, it's because their situation is messed up. They need to figure out a way to get out of that situation. Because there is love here, even though it looks like this. Okay, withdrawn, share your emotion, work on trust issues. It's safe to open up. So your person hides a lot from you. They're embarrassed of their life. Again, I feel like they pretended to be someone that was very strong, someone that has their shit together. And I don't feel like they have it together. I feel as if your person is very codependent. Let somebody have too much power over their life, especially if it was this karmic. And that's why they're very withdrawn, and which is also another form of detachment. So I wouldn't be surprised if I pull addictions. Because how does a person stay in a situation with someone that they don't really want to be with, but they're detached? They escape. They escape into drinking. They look again, victim. So your person is not taking responsibility for their actions, and there's almost a sense that they hope that you would come in and rescue them. They're waiting on you to do the heavy lifting. So this also tells me, because of their needy energy, what they normally do is they play the victim, and then whoever's in their life winds up giving and giving and giving, and they are greedy. They only care about themselves, but they need healing. This is why I do these type of readings, because again, we're going to look and actually see whether your person has feelings, but there's a whole lot of shit underneath why your person isn't coming towards you. There's a lot. There's codependency, there's victimization, there's all this low energy where they continue to stay in victimization. Like they don't have power over their own life, and they do. Again, defensive, and if you're the like to ask them, they would be defensive over it because they know that they're not living their truth. They don't like their life. So they found themselves in a really uncomfortable situation. I want to look and see what the hidden truths are. And then I want to look and see what the triggers were, like what actually made your person walk away, like what made you walk away. And I want to see what the hidden truths are. How does your person really feel about you? Because there seem to be in like a healing mode, and that this healing mode is where they're having a realization that they don't have power over their life, that they're a victim, that there is unconditional love. The unconditional love, the contrast of the unconditional love opposed to being a victim is so drastic that your person is being forced to look at their life because you walked away. Walked away, made them look at their energy and looked at their life. And what they see is that they don't have control over their life. Okay, but how do they feel about you? I'm afraid to contact you, which I know then that this is what I was saying. Why they're afraid to come towards you is because they have an idea that you know, but maybe not to the extent. You might know about the karma, the person that they're attached to, the karmic. You may know certain elements that they play the victim, but they're not sure about how much you know. And then I regret lying to you. So again, does your person pretending to be someone that they weren't. That just flipped over. I wonder if you're happy without me. I love you. So we knew this because, ironically, you have the universal panacea, which is unconditional love, and I love you. Right? This person, like again, is connected to a karmic, and they're very codependent with that person. They don't like that person. That person keeps them stuck in being a victim, but they're greedy. They chose money over love. And that's really what binds them to the karmic. And so they stay in victimization. But in order to do so, they have to withdraw. They have to detach. But the contrast of universal love and that they love you, but they're afraid. Because again, they need to raise their vibration. They're out of tune. Again, that's a form of detachment because now they're stuck in regret. I regret lying to you. I wonder if you're happy without me. Let's see what the triggers are. See if the person just would have acted like lived their truth, that they could actually be with you right now. Because there's love here, but they made like a shit show out of their situation because they hid a whole other life from you. All right, let's see. I want to see what the triggers are. So the triggers are bluff. Calling your bluff was the most satisfying thing I've ever done. I feel like that's you. I feel like, again, there was a lot of lip service. There was a lot of this. Your person does have feelings for you, but everything that they said and promised isn't really based on truth because they don't have their life together. It doesn't mean that that's not what they want, but what they want and what they're capable of doing are two different things. And I think that you called their bluff, and calling their bluff made this person walk away from you because, you know, they know that when you know, they can't come to you and not give anything at this point. And they can only fake the funk for so long, is what I'm feeling. Apology. I feel I never get an apology when you do something that hurts me. And that this is, again, you with your person. It's like they could have just came forward and been honest with you. Instead, it cost them the relationship with you because They didn't want to come clean about their codependency to the karmic. They didn't want to expose that they chose greed over love. They didn't want to, really take responsibility how they treated you. And they never do. And that's a trigger for you, is what I feel like, because it's a sign of disrespect when someone can apologize. Is again this low vibrational energy. This is what that is. It's very low vibration. Like you can't apologize, which makes you again continually have to check and double check. So being in a relationship with this person would make you paranoid because you have to call their bluff because you don't trust them. There's a lack of trust. That's what your person does in their relationship. The person that you're connected to, I should say. Okay. I pull 4 because it's like I know whose energy it is, but I give the opportunity for two triggers from you and 2 triggers from your person. But right now, everything that's coming out is you, like this person triggered the shit out of you because it's like that you never apologize. I have to like call your bluff and then I find out the truth. It's like I can't trust you. And again, substances. And what did I say? I told you there's not for your person to be so detached. There has to be alcohol. There has to be drugs. There has to be something. And substances, the unhealthy choices you have made with your body has affected me. Yeah, because your person is doesn't have control over their own life. And to be in that victim state consciousness does not feel good. It's again, the karmic is running the show here. And it's binded together through like money and outside resources, but it keeps your person stuck in being a victim and really not feeling good about themselves, feeling like they're not capable. It's keeping them blocked. So this isn't about love because love came up twice. So they do love, but they're suppressing. So they are, and we know how they are. Suppressing substances and detachment, escapism. That's what that is. They're checked out. One more. Trauma. I have unresolved trauma and I took it out on you. Well, I believe that. It's that because you showed them love. There is unconditional love here. That's what universal panacea is. Unconditional love. So your person has that for you. They do love you, but they have trauma and that keeps them in a victim state because they do substances. So it's very easy to stay detached. It's very easy to stay needy. But this relationship would call your person to step it up. All right, let's look at some love. Any messages? Let's look at messages. We'll pull 2 from this deck and we'll pull 2 from the other deck. I don't know what I want, right? Because they're so confused because again, if they change, they have to drop all these negative habits in order to be with you. They would not be able to do drugs or again, substances. They'd have to lose the karmic and they'd have to put their focus not on money and outside resources, but more on healing themselves. And that's a tall order. Because even though it would make your person feel better, it's what this situation really calls for is your person needs an overhaul. They need to overhaul their life. They need to really from the ground up because their lifestyle habits, they have trauma from childhood and it plays out as codependency and addiction. But they do love you, but they're not comfortable in expressing their feelings and emotions. They don't communicate. So, which again makes them withdraw, detach and use substances, and they never move forward. And then they don't know what they want because, like I said, it's like, I don't know, because I'm almost, when I tap into your person, they almost get so overstimulated. Just the thought of, oh my God, what else do I have to do? I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. So, because they have such a low self esteem and they're coming from a place of, I don't feel good about myself. I don't believe in myself. I don't believe in myself. They don't know what they want. And this is, I wish I could take it back. Like, I wish I could just, like, go back in time and go back in time and do things differently, because it's almost like they played a lot of games for, in order for you to give them more, because they're codependent. And what wound up happening, and because they knew that they couldn't change, that they figured, well, I'm going to try and make you change and give to me because I feel our connection. And I feel like, again, their little plan backfired on them. But your person needs healing, and they're used to being with people that they can manipulate. All right. I wish you knew how grateful I am to have met you. Again, I do believe that you're changing them on some level. You're the catalyst for change because they love you. And love is the ultimate universal panacea, that magic pill that makes us become different, do different. It creates awareness for us. So they are grateful, because I don't think before you they had to even, I think that they actually thought that their life was good. And now they're they're seeing where they should make changes in their life. And really, that's what soulmates a lot of times do. Sometimes soulmates are not supposed to be romantic. A soulmate, it can be anybody from your mailman to your next door neighbor to, it could, to anybody. It's anybody that comes into your life that teaches you something, that teaches you something about yourself, and or something, again, that you believe that you knew already, and now you are returning to it again, and you're being forced to look at what you thought that you knew from a different perception. And that's really what I believe. I believe that your person thought that they lived a great life. They never had any consequences because they stayed asleep. Substances do that. Detachment does that. But the love, the love is healing. All right. Now, twin flame journey. Again, big catalyst for change, right? Because that twin flame journey is that unconditional love, and that unconditional love is, it does not mean that we agree with everything that our soulmate does. No, a lot of times we are twin flames, so we're getting somebody that's not the other half of our soul. I don't believe in that. What I believe is we're getting somebody that is our exact polar opposite. Someone that someone that thinks differently, does things differently, has different skills, gifts, completely different from ours. And if anything, we might have blocks in every area that they have a gift in, and vice versa. So you're getting somebody that is your polar opposite, and they're polar opposite because they grew up in the same type of environment which taught them the same theme. So I believe that, ironically, if I have to say what is the theme here, I would say victim. Victim. If you would have been with this person, they would have made you the victim. But now what happened is they're the victim, and they're the victim because they did not learn the spiritual lesson. They stay connected to a karmic. They're codependent. They're easy to stay there because they're substances, but there's unconditional love. So they almost, again, feel like someone should come in and rescue them which makes them, again, very codependent because they are in charge of their own life. But the mirroring energy is the karmic theme of victimization. So that's really what happens. So, and your person feels that. They can feel that this relationship means something on such a deeper level to them, and they're not a spiritual person. I'm not feeling like they're that spiritual. So now I want to look and see what is I'm going to pull 2 cards to close, and that is, well, this one just popped out, so we're going to take it. And this is, I keep replaying everything that happened between us in my mind. It hurts too much. Yeah, because you didn't stick around and take this. I believe that you learned the karmic lesson. You said, I'm not going to be a victim. And if I stay with you, I'm going to be a victim because you don't give anything. You don't give anything because, again, you are withdrawn, you're detached, that you knew that they were lying to you, they were needy. So the way that they acted. So that one just popped out. So I believe that they did everything to try to lure you in, and what it did was it did the exact opposite. So in order for them to fix it, they would have to open up. They would actually have to have a conversation, which, remember, your person's codependent. They don't know how to communicate, because especially when it comes to emotional things. That's why they use substances. My world is falling apart right now, and I don't know how to fix it. It's not right for me to dump that on you. So it's, again, your person's going through a lot of crap right now. So they know if they would have come towards you while all this was going to happen, that it would definitely not work out. And I believe that they're in a deep state of their own healing, because it's the awareness. Twin flame soulmates create awareness. Again, they pull out every single trauma, every single spiritual block we have. And it's a mirror. And it's a mirror that's showing us what needs to be healed. And I believe that your person is looking at themselves and seeing a lot of areas in their life that they've never seen before, like how they sabotage relationships, how they are playing the victim, how they give too much power to people, how they're a little bit stuck in greed. And I believe, again, for you, you realize that you aren't giving yourself enough. You don't have to put yourself on a pedestal, but you have to know your worth. And if a person is lying and they're playing games and there's a low vibe, there's always a sense that you can feel it. So I believe that you did the right thing by walking away. I just feel like your person never thought that you would, which means that you stuck around for a long time. Even if you physically weren't there emotionally, they could feel it. Because remember, twin flames have that ESP connection, which is, thought and emotion. We can feel that just the same way when you're like, oh, I knew my mother was going to call and the phone rings and it's your mom. It's because you saw her face in your head. You could feel her. We're energetic beings. Twin flame soulmates have that. And they have that because they teach unconditional love. And they need to teach unconditional love because there's parts of themselves that they don't like. It's, again, there's parts of everybody. Everybody has parts of themselves that they don't like. We all have shadow aspects of self, but we wouldn't be aware of a lot of them. What makes us aware of them are the people that come into our life, the people that we grow a strong heart-based connection to. So again, your person and you have that, though they didn't handle things right. They couldn't handle things right because they were living a lie. So what is the spiritual lesson, the karmic lesson? And then we're going to close because I just want to see what is the karmic message. Okay, that popped out, as you can see, and that is, I've been so grounded all my life. It's hard for me to trust the spiritual elements of our connection, yet I can't deny they exist. So they know again, and that's what I said earlier to you. I said they might not know the term twin flame. They might not even know the term soulmate. They might not be spiritual, but they know that this relationship is means something on a much deeper level again, and they are very logical, linear, most likely very good in math and science and putting things together. And again, that type of energy, very male energy, doesn't mean very yang energy, doesn't mean that we're dealing with a man. However, it's like we all have male and female traits, but this person has a lot of dominant male traits because again the grounded energy, and grounded energy is male energy. It's do there's fire energy, it meaning take action, where I believe that you're someone that's very spiritual. So this is what I was saying about soulmate twin flames being polar opposites. So they don't think the same, they don't do the same, and so the relationship really is a divine union, one that's brought together so in order to trigger each person in the relationship and trigger each person to look at their shit. So for you, I noticed that there was a lot of triggers for you where you felt that, the person was again very withdrawn and defensive and detached and played the victim and that their substances and their trauma that they haven't healed. So but it's asking you, do you want to put up with this? Should you put up with this? Like, and obviously it's, if you're putting up with this, you can't be focused on where you're going, what you're doing, what you want to create for yourself. It would keep you in victim mode. So that's what you're clearing. You're clearing that. And we a lot of times unfortunately have to clear and integrate that spiritual lesson through being presented a situation where we choose ourselves and we kind of have to walk away from our twin sometimes. I mean, because they're not treating us, they're not on the same vibration. So some people will say, oh, it's not a real twin. Well, I think again, depending on what your person does, like this situation has created awareness for your person. They are very uncomfortable in what they've done. And they know that the relationship is a strong one. So this I'm awakening. I know more than I'm letting on. So it's again, they know that of the things that they have to change. And that's what I said about the awakening, their spiritual energy. They're in a place of healing right now. And so I don't believe that they're going to do anything just yet. What they're going to do is they're going to work on themselves. This is what this is pretty much saying right now. They're working on themselves because they can't be with you until they come up to your vibration. They're on a very low vibration. They would have to again get rid of the karmic, like put their priorities in order, stop the substances, stop being detached, become more grounded, heal their trauma, and then work on a relationship with you. So they're not in a place of that, but they do love you. So I'm going to leave it there. Now, if you happen to catch this live stream, you're probably going to catch it in the archives because no one is on. This is a very relatively new channel. But if you listen to it and you resonate with this message and you want to win a free reading, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, write the word healer in your comment bar. And if I write the word winner underneath your comment, then reach out to me at pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com. Again, that's pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com. So we can set up a good time that works for both of us, that I could do your free reading. All readings that are won are done live stream. I don't do them privately. They're done live stream because I believe in spiritual law And spiritual law is it's what's best for everyone that's involved. So it's not just what's best for me and what's best for the person that's won the free reading, but collectively, YouTube is a big platform, and these healing messages are created or channeled, I should say, um, to help people heal from the effects of trauma. And we can do that when we understand why people are acting the way that they are. It's, again, then we don't not taking on their their behaviorisms, like that. We don't have to take them on. We don't have to act as if we created that. A lot of times when we're in a relationship, especially if it's narcissistic, and believe me, this was pretty much a narcissistic relationship. It doesn't mean that your person doesn't love. They do love, but they, in staying attached to a karmic, they only can think about themselves because they don't want to give up their money. They don't want to give up on their comfortable lifestyle, which means they're only thinking about themselves and not really thinking about you. But then they do love you. But their way of loving you was to, again, antagonize you to make you give them more without them giving. And so, like I said, that's narcissist. Again, someone using your emotions against you. So, and that's the fastest way that we could actually become a victim a lot of times without realizing it. So, again, anyone that lands on a video like this, they learn not to take responsibility for someone's actions. They can look at their situation through a different perception, which is what healing actually is. So, again, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. And if you resonate, please let me know. Leave your comments in the comment bar, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye bye.